look, I ain't gonna lie. That hit different in these headphones, man. Hey, I was over here. I heard the doom and everything. Hey, man, y'all know what it is, man. It's your favorite podcast about everything from a relationship lens. It's Love on Shuffle, man. That's right, man. I'm one of your hosts. I go by the name of Rome Jones. I'm only one half of the world famous IAS. It's an experience, and that's my DJ right there, Biggs DC.
What up? What up? What up? What up? Glad to be
Yeah,
here again.
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get to it.
But y'all know, hey, we can't get to it because you know we're not alone, bro. You know we are not in the room alone here. With us in the room, as always, is our favorite big cuz, Charlie.
What up? What
What's
up? What
up?
up, fam?
Yes, man.
Let's
Ain't
go.
nothing. Ain't nothing. Ain't nothing but a lot of chaos going on out here in the world
True.
of relationships, man. I mean, another one bites the dust. Big shout out to Lavar Ball and his wife. I don't have her name in front of me, but anyone who was familiar with the Ball family over the past decade, the Ball brothers, Lonzo, Leangelo, LaMelo Ball, all brothers coming up in the hoop world and the hoop circuit. Their dad, he basically was hyping them up throughout it all and became famous for getting all his sons to the NBA. So that's in short the story of the Ball family. Now you don't hear much about the mom, all right, but him and his wife. The mother of these three boys have been married for 30 years. Now, as of recently, though, they have filed for divorce. And from what has been told from LeVar Ball's perspective, this was initiated by her. Now, to give a little backstory on what we want to dive into today, one dynamic that has been shared or been public is that his wife had a stroke early on in their boy's career. It was a big thing. He took a step back from the limelight to kind of take care of her. It was well documented, the whole nine. Now, recently, or actually probably I think within the last year, LeVar Ball has had his own health concerns, and I believe I think it was diabetes or something that led to him having to have his foot cut off. So I mean, anybody that walks around with 2 feet, if you don't have one, it's going to be tough, right? So obviously, this is a tough time for him. And out of nowhere, his wife decides to file for divorce in the midst of all of this. And it's caused a lot of debate because it's looking like, well, dang, he had your back. Why you don't have his in this time of need? So that's why, folks, we wanted to take it to divorce court today. Divorce court with Love on Shuffle, man. And we want to dive into this topic here because when it comes to in sickness and health, right, we've all heard those, right? We're all married here. So we've all heard that before. And we all feel this, right, from our own perspective. So I want to kick it out to you all. First of all, and I'm coming to you, Charlie Ray, to get us kicked off here with your thoughts around just this situation and the follow up question being, when is it a good time to leave a sick partner?
Ooh. Yeah. I have thoughts because I have seen part of their reality TV show, even the parts where Tina suffered a stroke, and I don't know, her disposition is kind of off. Um, I would venture to say, and this is just my own personal opinion, she just didn't wake up and was like, "Oh, we're gonna get divorced because you had to get your foot amputated." I think there have been signs. If you see how LeVar speaks to her and speaks to women, yeah, it gives me pause. It gives me pause. Now, when it comes down to the sickness part, having been someone who was the sick partner, I can definitely see how that can be a tough time. But also too, my question is, how was LeVar acting towards Tina or his family now that he's, part of his limb is gone. That can make someone very angry, that can make them very bitter, that can make them very mean. And I'm a person to tell you, you don't have to sit around and take that, especially if someone is genuinely trying to help. Again, I don't know, because I don't know the inner workings of that household, but I would venture to say there's more to the story. He just got his part out first.
But well said. Biggs.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I kind of agree with Charlie in the fact that through sickness and through like injuries or anything like that, you hear most of the times a lot with like people dealing with like anger issues or just you know not treating their partner the best that they could, and that could lead to somebody being resentful or just feeling not valued, right? So um like you guys did mention, we don't really know his side of the story. I mean we don't know her side of the story. She could have been dealing with things this entire time and just kind of be very quiet about it. So I like to say, I like to think that she would be there and stay by him, during that would be like the picture perfect like movie ending, right, thing to do. But again, we don't know what battle she was dealing with behind closed doors. So again, like Charlie mentioned, I think it's just people, he could have been like a nasty individual to her the entire time he was dealing or battling with his sickness. And even with her sickness, but while the cameras were on, he might have been good and taken care of. But once the cameras may have cut off, he could have been a whole different person. Y'all see how he is, like he's got a demonstrative, like kind of personality, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
and a good way to build your kids up. Sometimes you need that. You need that constant, father figure that's going to like get the job done. But in a partner, I don't know if that's what she may have needed. So
Yeah. I'm right there with both of y'all. I mean, when I first heard this, it took me there, right? It took me
Mhm.
to the thought of first of all, it after 30 years, you're not leaving your partner just because of that. You're just not.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I think that there's for somebody who's had a sick partner or been like the other party taking care of someone, and also even seeing how my mom took care of my dad in his final days. Like love is love is a powerful thing, man, and it
Mhm.
and it'll hold you together in those times more than you think, right? But what
Mhm.
will break it and what will get you to your breaking point, like you said, Charlie, getting treated any type of way.
Yeah.
And and we it's a little sad because I've always admired Lavar Ball for his as a father and for
Yeah, I
the
still
fact that
do. Yeah.
he's still like he stands up for his kids and how he just rode for them. Like that's how I would be if I was a dad,
Mhm.
right? Now, but I do I do well, let me put it like this. I can see him being an asshole behind the scenes though.
Mhm.
Because of what he portrays on camera and so forth. And I could even see it where when she was down and out, like I think you said, Biggs, I could probably see him probably still being that way to her,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And I'm
Yep.
just speculating, man. I'm just speculating. I'm really assuming, and we all know what
Right.
people say about assumptions, but that's the purpose of the conversation is to kind of look at it from that lens from both sides. Now, even from her angle, um, I mean, it could very well be that she just wants to do something different. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like
And she
she just
she she said
True.
she raised her boys,
Right.
yeah.
They
and she
grown.
probably like, listen, I gotta go do me, whatever that may be. And she had a stroke. You never know what that does to a person's psyche either.
Mhm.
That
Ex-
can,
that part.
that can change it. But I do want to say this. Y'all know who they remind me of? Do y'all remember the show The Game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
They remind me of Jason and Kelly Pitts. Stacy
Stop.
was an asshole to Kelly.
Stop.
That is
He
You are
LeVar
was.
Ball
on
all
He
the
day.
was.
money.
He
Charlie,
was.
that was on the money right
He
there.
was
I'm
though.
just saying. Yeah,
He
it
was
was
on the
very
money.
Hey,
reminiscent. I was just kind of like,
Yeah,
it's
he's a
giving.
living Jason Pitts, man.
he was Jason
Oh
Pitts.
man, dog. Like, and I can see him being cheap and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ball head. Wow, Charlie, that was a good one right there. That was a good one.
Definitely Jason Pitts. Yeah. Facts.
I mean, but I guess to kind of tell this out, man, and as far as like the final verdict here, right? Um, Based off of our assumptions, based off of just our experiences, right? Being either the sick partner or taking care of that partner, like where do we land in these type of situations? Like I was asking earlier, man, when is it an appropriate time, right, to leave a sick partner? Um, depending on any variable of the situation.
I don't think there's I don't think there's like an appropriate time, or you just know when you aren't, like I said, being treated like how you wanted to be treated. So there is no timetable. I feel like it's like once you hit that breaking point, once you know, like, all right, I didn't. For me, I think it would be from to answer your question, right? For me, I think for me it would be like, bro, I'm not feeling loved. I'm not feeling any type of like I'm giving out. I'm pouring into this other person, but that person isn't even pouring into me, and I can see like this is not getting any better, or there's got to be some good days at some point. If it's just all bad days, and it's like you've done everything you gotta like, you know, you want to say. I mean, for to be honest, for me, I think through sickness and health is kind of the route I'll still be there. I'll still try to be there, but as like a partner, like I would kind of like try to maybe remove myself if I'm not feeling like, you know what I mean, any reciprocation of like love, because you could tell when there's like, it doesn't necessarily have to be physical. It could be just, an emotional like love, you know what I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
if I don't feel like there's anything like that, what are we doing? That because that's why we together, we love each other, you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
once that, I feel like once that's, tainted or gone at some point, I don't know. I'll be hanging on by a limb. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He said, "I'm gonna be holding on strong, man." Nah,
I'll be
very well
holding on
said. Very
strong,
well
but I'm
said.
hanging on by a thin. You know, it's the
What
truth.
about you, Charlie?
uh I'm also a firm believer of the vows that I took. And also too, I think I think about I try to think about how that affects the other person, because sometimes people, even though they may love you, whatever they're dealing with internally around that sickness or that illness can um kind of put those blinders on, so they don't really know how to deal with it, so it comes out in how they speak to you and how they treat you. I agree with Daryl. You have to be able to gauge what's your breaking point. And it doesn't mean that I love you any less, but I'm not sticking around to deal with this BS.
Right.
That should be a slogan, by the
Mm,
way.
Mhm.
uh,
that's a bar.
but
It's a bar right
I
there.
just, yeah. And the thing is that yes, we understand you're going through this thing, and you have someone who's sticking beside you. That does not give you a license to treat them any kind of way. And then, the excuse is, oh, well, I have cancer. Oh, I had to get my leg amputated. You didn't have to get your leg amputated. Like, but I'm here with you. So if
Mm-hmm.
you can't rise above that to treat me, like a normal human being, and appreciate or some type of level of gratitude for what I'm doing, yeah, no, I'm gonna have to go ahead and peace out.
Right.
I feel you. I feel both of y'all, and that brings to mind something that an old manager told me years ago, and it came up because, uh, and of course I'm not going to say any names, but her situation, her husband was pretty much, I don't want to say bedridden, but he was pretty immobile,
Mm-hmm.
He was incapacitated, but he just wasn't able to do for himself. Um, and at the time, my wife, and I know I've shared with you all, but just to share with our viewers, my wife was very sick at one point a couple of years back. It was she had a bad reaction to something, and it kind of just lingered, and it caused a domino for about a good year or two, right? And during that time, I'm doing my part. I'm supporting. Of course, I'm going through my level of emotions and so forth as a supporter, but I'll never forget. It was one day, and this is gonna sound cold to some people, but I'm telling you, this is one of the realest things I've ever heard when it came to like marriage.
Mm,
And she said to me, "That's her problem." And
mhm,
I know it sounds cold, but let me break it down to you because whatever she was going through, or whatever any of us is going through as a sickness or an illness, individually, that is our problem. That is something that we have to live with, right?
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
And the people that are helping us and supporting us through that is literally their only job, right? Is to
right,
support that. They don't need to feel the illness, or we have to be like, "Oh, you don't know how I feel." They don't need to know how you
right,
feel. In all actuality,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's your problem. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? And I'm here to support you through that problem, right? That's my choice in this matter.
yeah,
So I encourage anyone that might be going through it, if you dial it up and you kind of take that thought. I'm not saying that's the right way, but it's something that when we look at it in an objective way,
mm.
that is a conclusion that I like to share with anyone in that. So I'll stop right there. Last thoughts, final thoughts, anything around this topic before we
No,
before we
I
switch
was
up.
gonna say there's like there's like a syndrome, like it's caregiver syndrome or something like that. It's like exhaustion and like emotional fatigue, like all that stuff can like energy is really transferable, right? So like I really believe that energy is transferable to so if you're giving off that energy or that you're exhausting that energy to help support like you just said support your wife or support your partner whatever it is like it's definitely a situation where you can be affected by that. So like she
Mhm.
was as messed up as it sounded when you said that, she was not wrong, right? Because again, that's her burden to kind of deal with, as far as her illness at that particular time. Your job there is there to be supportive, you know what I mean? But you can't lose your like you don't want to lose yourself at the same time. Support, you know what I mean? You're there to
That's the
support.
point. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
you got
And
you got
Charlie,
yeah.
oh, I'm sorry.
No,
And,
go
and
ahead.
Charlie, I would really love Charlie's perspective around this, and I don't know how much you want to delve into it, Charlie. I know you had kind of spoke on it a little bit, but just
Mm-hmm.
kind of from your perspective, as far as being probably on the other end, just as far as how your mental was, right, and probably how you all dealt with it.
Yeah, it was hard. It was very, very hard, and it was hard because when you're a person that's used to doing and you're active and now you have to have help to do simple tasks like stand up and pick a shirt out of the closet, or stand and brush my teeth and or pour something to drink. And now I'm very reliant upon my wife, and I'm grateful, and I always made sure that I showed her, or at least try to do something to show my appreciation, because she doesn't have to. That's the reality of it. She really doesn't. She can go on about her
Mhm.
day
Yeah.
and leave me to it. But I think that's one of the biggest things I always had to in my mind. I was like, this is just temporary. I'm gonna do what I got to, do what I got to do to get back healthy, get back strong, and be nice to my wife. Like, she would come home, she was still working, and I would still ask, how's your day, even though I've been laid up on this couch all day because I can't physically really move. But I'm still showing interest in your day. So it can mess with your mental, but you got to learn how to regulate that and understand that it's nobody's issue but yours to deal with. So But yeah, that just because you're going through something, that don't mean you gotta be an asshole to everybody around you.
Right. That's good conclusion.
Look,
Don't be an asshole.
don't be an asshole. And one last thing. One of the realest and most loving thing you can do for your partner is wipe their ass.
Yes.
That's right, folks. Y'all know what time it is, man. We are at the point where we are going to kick it over to our favorite big cuz, Charlie, for Ask
What
Big
up?
Cuz.
What up? Yeah, what up? What up? What up? Good cousins out there. It's your big cuz Charlie Ray, and y'all already know we coming with the topics today. But before we kick off into that, I just want to remind you all, please feel free to hit us up on all social media platforms. Okay, we talking TikTok, we're talking Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Hit us up at Love on Shuffle. You can also send us an email. Okay, send us an email. Yes, we do check those at love.on.shuffle.podcast@gmail.com. Now let's get into it. So I'm on the side of TikTok. What are they saying now? The algorithm has landed me in a place on marriage. And one of the
Mm.
conversations that have been going on recently is there are spouses that are expressing that if anything were to happen, whether it be divorce, whether an untimely death, something of that nature, to where their marriage was no more, they actually would never ever get married again. And so that got me to thinking and just hearing people's different perspectives around why they would never get married again. So, what I want to do is turn it over to my good brothers over here, and I want to get y'all's opinions. If anything were to happen, would you consider getting married again? And I'm gonna throw it over to you, Ron.
Yo, so first of all, I absolutely love this topic, okay? Because I talk about this with my wife all the time, man. And I'm gonna tell you straight like this. No, I will not get married again. I do not want to fall in love again. I don't think I will fall in love again. I when you think about because I've been with my wife for going on 15, 16 years. I do not want to do that again. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do it
Mhm.
again because I feel like I have gone through the the annals of love with my person. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like it's going to feel the same with anyone else at some point.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So that's just me, dog. I'm one and done.
Okay. All right. All right. Biggs, what about you?
Yeah, it's so crazy because I was driving to my me and my wife, we was going to daycare, dropping the baby off, and I had asked her, I said, I don't think I would ever get married again, if you was something that was to ever happen to you. So it's crazy that you bring this question up. So to answer your question, no. I second what Rome said. I look the way I look at it is like you know how you go to a nice fancy restaurant, you get the 5-star dinner course meal, right? But then it's like but then you got leftovers, right? And then it's like you trying to go back to reheat them leftovers to get that same first
It ain't
course
the
meal.
same.
It ain't the same. It ain't that same when they first brought that steak out and it was sizzling and it was cooked and the mashed potato was whipped up all good. The asparagus is looking good. They present it to you and
Get
you
them,
and
bro.
you falling in love with that first bite and you eating through life a little bit here. You got a memory
Get them.
here and there, and it's like, dang, I gotta do that all over again with these leftovers. No disrespect to anybody that's done this. I'm not calling y'all leftovers. This is just my analogy in my head, how I view it as leftovers, right? So I don't see myself. I'm not a leftovers type of guy. You know what I mean? I ain't doing all that. So that's your
Hey,
answer.
yo, fam. I'm sorry. Just can I just give him his flowers real quick? Because I love that example. Because even if you try to put it in the air fryer, right? People like say like,
Exactly.
okay, like the air fryer will like bring it back to life.
Right.
It'll close. It'll be close, but
Close.
it'll never be the same.
It's never
But
gonna
that's
be
me,
that.
Charlie.
Yeah.
That's just us, Charlie. I'm sorry.
I mean, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. And first of all, let me go ahead and put this out here. None of us in any way, shape, or form are saying that we don't enjoy being married to our spouses. So let me go ahead and
Not
put
at
that out there
all.
because
Right.
the internet be talking, be like, oh, they said that never get married. No, that's not indicative that marriage is bad. Actually, marriage is a very beautiful thing. I enjoy it,
Mhm.
but I echo the sentiments of my brothers. I will never get married again, and I have less years. I have less years than the both of them. So here's the thing: it has absolutely nothing to do with whether I love my wife, like
Yeah.
love her down. But to go through those different phases and you've created this bond, you both have evolved together, you've exchanged energy, you've
Mhm.
been in one of the most intimate types of relationships and
Right.
you've put a lot of time and effort
Right.
and don't have yeah
Yeah.
no. it's
But
No.
it's a no. And here's the thing, marriage is beautiful, but I'm also a firm believer that I do feel that love can transform, but I don't think that it'll ever be this level of what I currently experience in my marriage. So yeah, it's gonna be I'll never get married again. I would never get
right.
married again. Mm-mm. Won't do it. Won't do it.
Look,
Mm-mm.
look. I'm Yeah. I'm sorry to anybody who's been married multiple times, because I've talked to couples over the years, right, that have gotten married a second time, and it was the right one, right? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It does happen where you find that person after a few tries. I yeah, I just have no interest in trying to
Yeah.
find that
Mm.
again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I feel like I'm on that journey, and that's my person. So,
Right.
um,
Okay. All
yeah.
right. All right. Listen, well, we want to hear what y'all got to think. Y'all make sure y'all drop those comments down in the comment section. Like I said, you can slide in our DMs. Okay. We don't mind. We welcome it. All right. Hit us up on all social media platforms at Love on Shuffle. And don't forget, you can also hit us up on our email address at love.on.shuffle.podcast@gmail.com. Listen, y'all, because love y'all. I really do.
And we love you because
Because
yeah, man. And you all know we cannot end this episode, man, without kicking it over to our resident DJ, Biggs DC, for the Saturday morning mix. What you got, sir?
let's go, man. So look, this is a wonderful topic. I love the energy. I love what we're doing here. We talking about this sickness, love, health, do limbs, arms, strokes. Do you still love your partner?
He
Do the
said
good, do the
limbs.
bad, the ugly. Through sickness and health, man. This is the title of the mix. Through sickness and health. It just goes well with the playlist, and again, it's going to give you all type of emotions. Whether you want to stay with your partner or you furious with them at that particular time during this mix. So again, we all our playlists are on title. We rock with title for these playlists. So and our mixes, you can check them out on YouTube. We have been going crazy. And again, it's brought to
Chris.
you by all of us. Y'all know the rules. We get 3 songs and we go around the room. And Charlie always brings some heat, and Rome comes with some heat, and I come with some heat, and we bless y'all and we mash it up together. And boom, voila, you got a Saturday morning mix to rock out with. So let's get this started off here. You know, I got to start it off with Charlie. What you got for me? Talk to me.
Well,
Talk to
listen,
me.
I'm gonna take it back because I spent a lot of time with my grandmother growing up and
Uh
she
huh.
she she played a lot of that old school, that soul, that
Yeah.
So we going
Uh-huh.
Al Green.
Mm.
Ooh,
Yes,
okay.
Lord.
We
Yeah,
coming
we're
out the
Yes.
Al
gate
Green.
with the icon. We coming out the gate. We going
What's
Al
that?
Green, Love and Happiness.
Hey,
Love and
love and happiness.
happiness.
Something that'll make you do wrong and
Ah.
it'll make you do right.
Hey, there we go. Hey, that's not a bad
Yes.
one. That's not a,
Heat
that's not a
every
bad one.
time.
Every time, man. Every time. I
Man.
told y'all, listen, man. Look, the viewers out there, tap in with our playlist, man. There's some heat on there, man. So look, I'm gonna keep going, man. Around the room, Rome, what you got for me? Talk to me.
Oh man, so you came with an old school classic, Charlie. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna go with an old school classic as well. And Biggs and I, we were actually talking about this recently at a gig about the
yeah,
Isley brothers and
yeah.
how legendary they literally are, and how they are
Uh-huh.
walking, living legends right
Yeah.
now,
Mhm.
right? And I'm going back, man, to one of their classics, "Voyage to Atlantis."
Mm.
Okay.
Voyage to Atlantis. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
very,
Classic,
very mellow. You know what I mean? You know
classic,
what I mean?
classic.
Well, you know, what I mean? We want to let her know. You know what I mean? It's me and you, baby. It's me and you, baby. On this voyage, baby.
All right, so it's up. I'm up next. So I went with I'm gonna keep it in that old school vein, man. I went with Spinners. I'll be around. Cause I ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? I
Okay.
ain't going nowhere, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
All right. Second one. Talk to me, Charlie. What you got?
All right. So my second one, I have Kim, and we going. Am I like? Am I like? Am I like? We going to share my life.
Hey, I think we played that this weekend. I could have sworn I played that this
No,
weekend.
you did.
I did play that. Hey, that's
You threw
crazy,
that in
Charlie.
there.
We definitely played that this weekend at the wedding. Yes, sir.
I
You know
love
we got to
Kim.
get that Kim. We love some Kim over here.
Absolutely.
We got to play that. All right, Rome, talk to me. What you got? What's your
My
second one?
second one, I'm gonna go with a modern day classic. In
Okay.
my opinion, I love this song. Big shout out to my boy. Why am I blanking on his name? This is so sad. Ti son, Damani.
Oh, Damani.
Damani.
Yeah, Damani.
Damani. Yeah, shout out to my boy Damani, featuring Jaquez, DC Young Fly,
Okay.
and K Camp for
Okay.
Everlasting Part 2.
Mm.
I'm going with for
Okay.
Everlasting Part 2, man.
Okay. All right, that's a
For
good one. That's a good
the
one.
youngins.
Yeah, the youngest. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna stay with the youngest. I'm gonna go Lotto hostage. We gonna keep him hostage. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep him through sickness. We gonna keep him hostage. Um, she ain't going nowhere.
I
All
don't think I
right.
heard that one.
Oh
Let
yeah,
me check
on the
that out.
new album, Big Mama, Big Mama. We gotta stay up to date with these new youngers. You know what they be talking about,
Little
man. But she
whippersnapper.
do got a she
I'm gonna
do
get
got
up
a
on that.
sample up there. I can't remember the sample, but it's a really good song. Really good song. Um,
Okay.
but some new vibes. All right, Charlie, what you got for me? Talk to me.
All right, last. Y'all know we can't let this thing go without a little bit of 90s,
Mm,
R&B, little early
right.
2000s. So we going Case, Happily
Mm,
Ever
Okay.
After.
we can be yeah.
Happily
Happily
ever
ever after. Yeah.
after. Come on, man.
All right,
Yes.
Ron, what you got for me?
Man,
This
Charlie, you
last
not.
one. She
She
not
don't
playing.
never
Hey,
miss, yo. She
she
don't
never
never miss,
she
man.
didn't. She didn't.
Um,
She didn't.
All right, so it's interesting because I think I don't know if y'all noticed a little trend here, but it's like we all kind of went like same genre, same kind of feel for like each
Yeah.
Mhm.
round a little bit. And I'm gonna keep this going because I kind of went like early, like late '90s, 2000 classic,
Mm-hmm.
little B side, and I'm gonna go with "Break My Heart" by
Mm.
Estelle featuring Rick Ross. Um,
Mm.
Don't you bring my heart. Y'all know the joint. Y'all, when y'all hear, y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. But yeah,
All right, I'm gonna finish us out. I went with the 90. I'm in the 90s, well, 90-ish bag, but Mary J. Blige, My Life. No, I'm sorry, not My Life. Ooh, I'm tripping. I'm thinking about the last one, My Everything. My Everything. I went with My Everything. My apologies,
oh,
My
okay.
Everything. So,
All right,
cause
share my
hey, look,
world
cause
album. Yeah.
I'm thinking My Life because I just played that the other day, so I'm getting
That's a
songs mixed up.
classic.
My Everything. But that's
My everything.
yes.
Listen,
Sorry.
listen, listen.
There you go.
It never miss.
Hey.
It never miss.
Oh,
It never
yes.
miss.
Hey, she don't miss. She don't miss.
Like no skips, man.
You can go
No
My Life
skips.
too. I could have went they interchangeable. You could have went My Life, My Everything. Miss Mary, it don't matter. But
Right
anyway,
on,
shout
man.
out to you guys, the viewers. Again, we all our playlists are on title. Please keep rocking with us, keep checking in with us. Again, the title for this playlist will be called through health and sickness. You know what I mean? Through sickness and health. So please continue to rock with us. It's me, your resident DJ, DJ Biggs. Holla at your boy, and let's get to it. Let's go. Love on shuffle. Tap in.
Thank you, Biggs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. And thank you. And you. And you and you and you in the back. I see you too. Wait, man, we appreciate y'all, man, for rocking out with us for yet another exciting, enlightening, interesting, amazing episode of Love on Shuffle, man. Once again, for myself, Rome Jones, my DJ Biggs DC, Charlie Ray. Remember, man, hit us up anywhere on all love. Good gracious, on all social media platforms. Love on Shuffle, man.
No
Show us
edits.
love, man. No edits, no edits. I ain't gonna edit
Don't
around that
edit.
either.
Don't edit that out. Don't.
But y'all can find us every other Saturday morning right here on YouTube, man. This one was we busy. We busy, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So, but we
Like,
wanted to make sure we got one on the book. So we appreciate y'all.
yes,
Later.
sir.